Welcome back everyone to another Carl and Dave Fair Dinkum guide. In this one we're going to show you the tips and tricks of how to capture every animal in the game with the cage. So let's crack right into it. So we're going to start off nice and easy with the bush turkeys. Now with them, it's best to lay down quite a few traps to lay a great surface area. You can come back later and let them wander into it, or you can get them and give them a persuasion to come into the cages. So, once you trap all your turkeys, go back to your animal collection point and drop them in. So you won't get the reward until the next day. This applies for all animals in all trap cages. You go up to your letterbox, you give it a read, and it'll let you know how much they are. The turkeys are 4,200 dinks. Next off, we're going to go with the Echidna. Now, with the Echidnas and all other animals that attack you, you have to actually take them down a little bit of health before they go in the cage and get trapped. Otherwise, they'll stay like this, and then they'll break out of it, which is not what you want. So you have to take a bit of health of them and then let them go into a cage. Now, if they do roll away too far and they lose your aggro, that's fine. Just go up in front of them, drop the cage, and you got them. Now, a little thing to note is we actually found that they like termite mounds, so we found a use for the termite mounds. Break down a couple termites, throw in the little bit in there to the cage, and they'll come running into it. It's actually something that we didn't think of until later. So, again, next day you get the points. It's 8,400 dinks for the echidnas. Now, we're going to be talking about the doggos. Same applies for the doggos. You need to take them down health before they jump in. You can't place meat in there as they just will ignore it and they'll walk by it. So you have to go up, give them a bit of persuasion, give them a bit of a poke, and then they'll go jumping in there. There are 3 coloured dogs. There's the black one, the brown one, and the white one. All 3 of them have the same value of money, so there's no difference in capturing different ones. So you can capture 5 black ones or 5 red ones, it'd still be the same value. The value of the dingoes is 4,400 dinks. So next we have the kangaroos. Now there's 2 types of kangaroo in this game. There's the white one and the red one. Again, lay multiple traps down and you just have to push them into it. There's no need to take health off these ones to get them in there. You can just set them around where they kind of spawn and then come back the next day and get them. Nice, easy, passive way without having to put too much effort into it. So far, we haven't found anything that coaches the kangaroos into the cage. So it's either a passive way of letting them go in or pushing them in. So the next day again, you wake up and you'll get 6,400 dinks for the kangaroos, for both of them. Now for the emu. So we tried just about every vegetable in the game to see if they would try and take it, but nothing seems to work. We then tried to just capture them straight up, but they'll do the knocking on it and then they'll break out. It does no damage to the cages. So then you just have to give it the prod and then put a trap in front of it. They're kind of slow moving, so it's quite easy to do that. The value of the emus is 4,000 dinks. Alright, so now we have the cassowaries. Same rule applies for the cassowaries. You have to take them down to about 1/3 of health before they can get in the cages. Now they have 2 attacks. They have the jump front kick sort of thing, and then they have the charge. So good thing is to hit them while they're kicking you, and then charge them into the crate, which makes it a lot easier. The value of the cassowaries turns out to be 8,400. Now, crocodiles. Again, same method. Take them down to below half health to about 1/3 health, and then coach them into a cage. You can't get them into a cage beforehand, otherwise they'll break out of it. And just another little side handy hint, we actually kind of recommend using the copper spear for all of this to give them damage before they go into the cage. You can use other things, but some of them are just a little too overpowered and they'll end up killing them before you'll be able to take them into the cage. So using something that does medium damage like the copper spear is probably the best thing for it. So the value of the crocs is 9,600 dinks. So last up now, we have the bush devils. Now these ones are probably the most dangerous because they spit fire at you and they do a fair bit of damage when they attack you. Again, take these down to about 1/3 of health, trap them in a cage, and then Bob's your uncle. Now, don't make the same mistake I've done and taking them down well below half until they're nearly dead. They seem to fear you and they start running away from you, and you can't coach them into a cage. It's a lot harder. You have to try and like box them in and put cages around them for them to get trapped. So the price of the bush devils is 12,000 dinks, which is pretty good. It's the most high-paying animal there is to trap out there. Now, if you want to know how to capture magpies and cockatoos, then I suggest you subscribe to the channel and check out our other videos where we go in depth on how to catch both of them and what's the best method of catching them. Now, an honourable mention is the deep mines where they have the crocodiles and the devils. Now, we did test this, we did capture them and then sell them both. They have the same values as the normal ones on the land, so there is no difference of price in getting them, except that you're now taking up valuable time of your day in the deep mines of doing it. So recommend just sticking to the ones up above. There's no benefit to the guys below. So if you liked the video, guys, give it a like. Let us know in the comments the next one you want to see. Hope to see you in the next one.